G'day guys, Ride here, your Chief Espresso Officer, and I have a question for my YouTube community, something that you guys can help me out with. Why do you drink instant coffee? I understand why it might seem appealing, but when you have access all around the world, pretty much wherever you are, to the best tasting coffee, why are so many people still settling for instant coffee? Let's check it out. Of you know, coffee has been growing for millions of years. We discovered it about 1500 years ago as a drink, and we've been drinking it ever since then. But instant coffee has been around for about 100 years. Technically, it was invented 100 years ago. Realistically, commercially, it's been made available to us about 60 years ago. But it is responsible for 30% and almost up to 40% of the coffee drinking community. So why are so many people still drinking this instant coffee when it really shouldn't even be classified as a coffee? It's got to have its own classification. I say this all the time, but if I'm going to go play a game of golf, I'm not going to pick up my Nintendo Switch and start playing a game of golf on that, because that's different to actual real golf. Yes, instant coffee is made from real coffee. However, I just think it's a completely different drink, and it shouldn't be compared anything to this beautiful espresso drink over here. Now, I've had instant coffee probably 4 or 5 times in my entire life, and 2 of those I know were before I even had a great coffee like this particular one. I used to think that this is what coffee tasted like. In my 2 times that I'd tried it before I was 18, I had to put 6 sugars in just to make it drinkable. It wasn't very nice. So I never understood why you'd drink coffee at all other than to get the kick. Now, I know that is a major reason we drink coffee, but I don't think it's just the caffeine, because like in my other video, I talked about why is coffee expensive, and I said that you can buy caffeine capsules for literally 10 cents each, and that's 4 coffees, the equivalent of 4 lattes. Why wouldn't you just do that every day? Well, because we know that it can't be just about the caffeine. If this is about the caffeine, why is this so popular? Well, let's have a look at what instant coffee is, and then we can explore it a bit further. So, up to a certain point, coffee that is made into instant is exactly the same processing as coffee that's made into any other type of coffee. We go through the growing, the processing, washing, drying, and then exporting and then roasting. These go on exactly the same paths to that point. When it comes after the roasting, one will go to instant, and that will either be spray dried or freeze dried, and then the others go obviously to the cafes or to your home to be drunk. There's 2 different ways. The main 2 ways are sprayed and freeze dried, but they still retain most of the nutrients that you get in a regular coffee. So it's not unhealthy to drink. Yes, what they do in the farms, which I'll talk about in a sec, is not healthy, but in terms of the actual nutrients, got a lot of nutrients still in it. And caffeine wise, it also has the same amount of caffeine in, maybe a little bit more depending if they use Robusta or Arabica variety, but it's virtually the same in terms of what nutrients and complex chemical compounds exist in both. And I guess one of the other great benefits of instant coffee is that it lasts seemingly forever, which is great if we need to take coffee down into the bunker to avoid a scorching sun and maybe acid rain. But other than that, people say it's convenience that drives them to drink instant coffee, and this is something that I can't get on board with, because for me, the amount of time it takes to boil a kettle, to stir in my instant coffee, and then have to suffer through it for 2 hours with 6 sugars doesn't seem convenient. However, it takes me 30 seconds to make an espresso coffee, probably quicker than boiling the kettle, to be honest, and I get to drink it for 2 hours if it takes me that long. I get to enjoy it, drinking it the entire time. So convenience, I don't get that, but let's put it to the test and see if we can make instant coffee faster than we can make a regular coffee. All right, on your marks, get set, go. Excellent. I'm steaming the milk at the same time because I want to make a latte. However, instant coffee doesn't have steamed milk, so probably should be fairer to use just a dash of cold milk in the top. One thing I also forgot was a cup to put it in. So I'll just grab a cup here. And there you have it. A freshly brewed, delicious tasting. And what's that? 1 minute? 1.5 minutes? I also did stumble around a bit, but I made a latte in about 1.5 minutes. I'm pretty sure water at sea level takes about 3 minutes to boil. Now, let's boil the kettle and make some instant coffee. So instant. Why don't they have instant water? Why does no one make instant water? Wasting time making instant coffee. Make fresh coffee and instant water and then you have no problem. How's your coffee going over there? Oh, you're already drinking it. Oh, sleeping. Oh, we've got some boiling happening. Some rumblings. Could be enjoying my fresh latte by now. Okay, close now. All right, now I boiled our kettle. We can our instant coffee. Of course, this is the part that they say is instant, which is obviously what they're meaning by it. This will be like the 6th time I've had an instant coffee. Now I have no idea how strong that is. And a bit of cold milk. All right, now let's try this. Oh, I mean, honestly, that doesn't even taste like coffee to me. It's funny because it is coffee. I know that it's not made from some fake coffee compounds, but it still doesn't even really taste like coffee. It just tastes like dirty water with a bit of milk in it. How's your coffee?
It's really good.
Really good?
Yeah, thanks.
Mine's
Yeah, it
instant.
took me a little bit of time. It took me 1.5 minutes to make.
But it's goddamn delicious. Now, obviously, that's an exaggerated test because, yes, you would boil the kettle while you're doing other things, come and make your instant coffee later. Some of you are also going to say, well, you have to boil the coffee machine to make the water for the espresso. However, I would argue that a lot of machines these days have timers on them. You can actually just set it to boil before you even wake up so that it's ready to go. And then from that point on, it's actually quicker to just make yourself an espresso than it is to bother boiling the kettle and making yourself instant. And even if you compared just the actual making of the instant and making of the espresso, there's really not that much difference between it. And you could go one step further and get yourself some nice pre-ground espresso for home. Get a cup. You can actually get some lovely pre-ground espresso grinds. Pop that in there. This is the thing they drink in Europe, instant coffee, but done with real grounds. This, I agree, is a real coffee. Some people, they don't even bother even straining it out. They'll just drink it like that. And this is how we cup coffee. So for all of those people who don't understand about how we come up with the exact roast type or choosing what origins we have or what blends we want to create, it's all done using this process of just adding hot water to your grinds and then letting it sit. This obviously not great for your teeth because you're going to get all the bits of grit in your teeth. Some people don't mind that. You could strain it out. You have plungers or French press. They do virtually the same thing. I would choose one of those methods any day of the week over instant. I just don't see the appeal here. However, it's the most consumed coffee beverage. Definitely China, definitely Russia, Turkey, and Australia. In Australia, I really don't get. It's really sad to hear Australia on that list because we have access to the best coffees in the world here in Australia. There's no excuse. This is pure miseducation because even laziness, you could still be lazy and make yourself a better coffee than instant coffee. I don't understand it, but maybe you guys can help me out. Why do you drink instant coffee? Convince me to change making normal coffee and go to instant, and I'll do it if you can come up with a convincing argument to actually show me why I should. Now, there's a couple of places out there that actually sell specialty instant coffee. So this is obviously just a supermarket brand. That's why it doesn't taste very nice. You can get some companies now making beautiful espresso into instant coffee. I bought some, I tried some, I don't have it here now. It was so expensive. It was $47 for 100 grams. I would say it was 5% better than normal instant coffee. Just didn't do it for me. Hey, it does do it for other people. And if you're one of those people, then put a comment in the section below and give me a like, and give me a subscribe, or give me a thumbs down if you really want to. I don't mind. Just let me know, why do you drink instant coffee? I'm Ryan, your Chief Espresso Officer. As always, enjoy your brew.